Good evening, traveler of the stars. Before we begin this quiet journey, take a slow breath in and let it go. Feel the weight of the day melt away, like dust drifting through sunlight. You are safe here in this moment, between wakefulness and dreams, where time slows down and the universe opens its arms. Tonight, we will travel not with rockets or engines, but with imagination, through the Milky Way, our silent home among the stars. You've seen it in photographs, maybe even faintly stretched across a dark sky. A pale river of light winding through eternity, but there's more to it. A story older than every breath you've ever taken. Close your eyes and imagine you're lying beneath that infinite sky. No city lights, no noise, only the soft hum of your own heartbeat and the distant shimmer of ancient suns. Each one of those lights has been shining for millions, sometimes billions, of years, sending its glow across the vacuum just to meet your eyes here. Tonight, the Milky Way is not just a collection of stars, it's a memory, a record written in light and gravity, a cosmic diary of everything that ever was and ever will be. Our ancestors once looked up at it and saw gods, rivers, bridges, pathways to the afterlife, but now we see it as it truly is. A galaxy, a vast, spiraling city of stars, containing worlds beyond counting, and mysteries beyond our understanding. Yet, even with all our science, we still stand in awe. We still whisper when we speak its name, because to gaze upon the Milky Way is to look into the past, and to see, reflected in that glow, the story of our own beginnings. Somewhere within that swirl of light, about 25,000 light-years from the center, our sun drifts quietly, carrying its family of planets like a small lantern in an ocean of darkness. Every night, that ocean moves, spinning, breathing, alive, and though we can't feel it, we are riding through the cosmos at nearly 500,000 miles per hour. Think about that for a moment. Even in your stillness, you are moving. Even in your sleep, you are part of the universe's rhythm. The stars above are not watching from afar, they are dancing with you. So tonight, let your thoughts become lighter, as if gravity has loosened its hold. Let curiosity and calmness intertwine, like twin galaxies merging in slow motion. You don't need to understand everything, you only need to feel the wonder, because tonight is not about answers. It's about rediscovering your place in something vast, beautiful, and eternal. The same universe that forged the stars forged the atoms inside your blood. The same cosmic dust that floats between galaxies once flowed through the heart of a dying sun and found its way into you. You are not separate from the Milky Way. You are the Milky Way, a spark of consciousness that the galaxy uses to look back at itself and smile. So breathe once more, deeply. Let the night begin, and as your mind drifts among the stars, remember this: you don't have to reach for the universe, you already carry it within you. Look outside your window, even if you can't see the stars tonight. They are still there, quietly burning behind clouds, beyond the haze of city light. Every one of them waits for you to remember. The universe is patient like that. It doesn't rush, it simply is, and in that stillness, it invites you to drift beyond the glass, to imagine what lies in the endless distance between one sparkle of light and the next. If you could rise through the atmosphere, past the whisper of wind and the thin blue veil of sky, you would see Earth shrinking beneath you, a glowing sphere of white and green, surrounded by the soft shimmer of the Milky Way. That gentle band of light is not a cloud at all, but the collective glow of more than 400 billion suns, woven together like threads of silver dust. Our ancestors once looked at it with awe, thinking it was spilled milk from the gods. a luminous river where souls would wander. That's why they called it the Milky Way. And in a way, they were right. It is a river, not of water, but of time, flowing endlessly through the darkness. Imagine floating there now, no gravity tugging at your feet, no sound but the faint pulse of your own heartbeat. Below you, Earth turns quietly, a cradle wrapped in blue. Around you, the stars form a slow, infinite horizon. Each one is a sun with its own story, some young and wild, others ancient and fading, and in between them, vast oceans of emptiness, where silence has reigned for billions of years. Yet that silence isn't empty. It hums softly with energy, like the low vibration of the universe thinking. As you drift farther from home, you realize how small our world truly is, and how precious that smallness feels. From here, borders disappear. There are no nations, no noise, only the fragile glow of life suspended in a cosmic sea. Every particle in your body, every breath you take, was once part of this galactic ocean. Atoms born inside ancient stars that lived, burned, and died long before Earth even existed. You are, in the most literal sense, a child of starlight. So as you breathe, imagine inhaling the calm of the cosmos itself. Let the rhythm of your breath mirror the slow spin of galaxies. Let curiosity settle into peace. Because you don't have to travel far to touch the universe. It's already here, in your heartbeat, in your breath, in the quiet between thoughts. Now, close your imaginary window, but keep that feeling with you, the sense of floating, of belonging, because in the next chapter, we'll drift even deeper into the structure of our galactic home, to learn how this grand spiral came to be. For now, just rest. You are orbiting through eternity, one heartbeat at a time. Long before the first sunrise, before Earth, before even the sun itself, there was only darkness, not the kind that feels empty, but a deep, fertile stillness. Like the pause before a song begins, out of that darkness came light, tiny sparks, scattered like seeds in the void, born from the universe's first great expansion. These were not yet stars, not yet galaxies, just raw material, clouds of hydrogen, helium, and possibility. The Milky Way began as one of those clouds, a delicate swirl in an endless sea of potential. Over billions of years, gravity began its quiet work. Atoms gathered, dust collided, and the first faint glow appeared. Not bright, not loud, just a whisper of light at the edge of nothingness. From that whisper came form. The young galaxy spun slowly, its spiral arms reaching outward like fingers learning to move for the first time. Each rotation took hundreds of millions of years, an eternity of graceful motion. Stars were born in its arms, like lanterns lit one by one in a cathedral of darkness. Some of those first stars were massive, brilliant, and short-lived. They burned through their fuel in a cosmic instant, exploding into supernova that scattered heavier elements, the building blocks of everything that would follow. Iron, carbon, oxygen, the ingredients of planets, oceans, and eventually, life. Every explosion was an act of creation. Every burst of light a step toward becoming the galaxy we call home. If you could watch it unfold, if you could float above time itself, you would see the Milky Way growing like a living thing, collecting matter from its surroundings, absorbing smaller galaxies that wandered too close. Each merger reshaped it, each collision a slow, graceful dance lasting billions of years. And through all of this, our galaxy learned balance. Its spiral arms became more defined, its heart grew denser, and its rhythm, that steady rotation, settled into the pattern we see today. We often think of creation as loud, as something explosive and sudden, but in truth, The universe builds in silence. It paints slowly, using time itself as the brush. So when you look up and see that pale river of stars, remember, you're not just looking at light, you're looking at history, layer upon layer of ancient stories written in starlight. Some of those stars still burn, some have faded to dust, and some have become the very atoms that form you. You are part of this quiet masterpiece, a single note in a song that began more than 13 billion years ago. Close your eyes, imagine that first spark again, the moment the Milky Way opened its eyes for the first time. In that instant, everything you know, everything you are, was set in motion, and now, across the gulf of eternity, that light has found its way to you. If you could step outside the Milky Way and look back, you would see a vast spiral of light, spinning slowly in the darkness. It would look almost delicate, a luminous pinwheel suspended in infinity, its arms curling gracefully from a glowing heart. This is our home, a barred spiral galaxy, 100,000 light-years across, filled with hundreds of billions of stars, each one with its own rhythm, its own orbit, its own story. From our small place inside one of those arms, we can't see the full picture. We live within the design, like a single cell inside a living organism. When we look to the night sky, we are peering sideways through the disk of the galaxy, seeing billions of suns overlapping in a river of silver dot. Astronomers call this the galactic plane. It is thin, only a few thousand light-years thick, but it stretches wider than imagination can hold. Above and below it lies the halo, a faint sphere of ancient stars and invisible matter, the ghostly architecture that holds everything together. And at the very center of this grand structure, hidden behind veils of dust and light, rests something extraordinary, a supermassive black hole. It anchors the Milky Way like a silent heart, its gravity shaping the dance of every star, every planet, every drifting cloud. Yet, from where we stand, it is invisible. We can't see its pole, only the way the stars near it curve and whirl as if caught in a cosmic waltz. This is how we know it's there, not by sight, but by the way the universe bends around its presence. Even the arms of our galaxy, the elegant spirals that define its beauty, are not fixed structures. They are waves, patterns of density moving through the disk. Like ripples in water after a stone has fallen in, stars are born within those ripples, shine for a time, then drift away, only to be replaced by new generations. The Milky Way is not still, it is alive, flowing, evolving. If you could watch it over billions of years, you'd see the arms twist and reshape, stars colliding and scattering, clouds of gas collapsing and igniting again. You'd realize that even in apparent stillness, everything is in motion, a cosmic breath that never truly stops. Perhaps that's why looking at the stars feels so familiar. We sense, deep down, that the same rhythm moves through us. Our hearts beat, our thoughts flow, our lives spiral in patterns we can't always see. We are, in every sense, mirrors of the galaxy that gave us form. So tonight, when you close your eyes, imagine floating high above it all, beyond the clouds of dust, beyond the spiral arms. See the Milky Way stretched beneath you, its light turning slowly, its edges fading into the dark. You are looking at the shape of your home, not the house you live in, but the home you've always had. A galaxy built from patience, from gravity, and from the quiet persistence of time. And next, we'll journey deeper into the heart of that glowing spiral, to uncover the dark secret that keeps it turning. At the center of our galaxy lies a secret, a silence so profound it bends light, and a presence so powerful that even time itself begins to lose meaning. Astronomers call it Sagittarius. It's not a star at all, but a black hole, a point in space where gravity has collapsed everything into an invisible well. It weighs more than 4 million suns, yet it sits in the heart of the Milky Way like a whisper in an endless cathedral. We cannot see it directly. What we know of it comes from the way nearby stars move, their orbits tight, fast, as if they are dancing around something unseen. Some race at speeds greater than 2% of light, caught in a ballet choreographed by gravity's unseen hand. In 2019, we caught its shadow, a photograph born from patience and precision. The Event Horizon Telescope, a network of observatories scattered across the Earth, focused as one great eye. What it revealed was hauntingly beautiful, a glowing ring of fire, light bending around darkness, a portrait of the unseeable. And though we call it a hole, it's not emptiness, it's a paradox, a place where matter and energy have nowhere left to go. Everything that crosses its horizon is swallowed, stretched, and rewritten into the geometry of space itself. No signal escapes, no echo returns, and yet it shapes everything around it. Imagine, for a moment, that you are drifting toward it. The stars grow brighter, then they twist, their light drawn into spirals, colors stretching into ribbons of red. Time slows, each heartbeat stretches into something endless, and just before the final fall, the universe itself seems to pause, as if in reverence. But black holes are not destroyers alone, they are engines of creation, too. Their gravity stirs galaxies, their energy sculpts light, their existence gives order to chaos. Without them, the Milky Way would not hold its form, the spiral arms would drift apart, and the rhythm of our galaxy would dissolve into noise. There is something poetic in that balance, darkness holding the light together, a void that grants the cosmos its shape. Perhaps that is the universe's quiet wisdom, that creation and destruction are not enemies, but partners in an infinite dance. And when we look toward the galactic center, past the haze of stars, past the dust and clouds that veil its secret, we're really looking into a mirror, because within us, too, lie invisible forces that hold our worlds together. Gravity in our hearts, darkness and light intertwined, pulling us toward meaning, toward connection, toward awe. The heart of our galaxy beats silently, but its rhythm is everywhere, in the orbit of the moon, in the pull of the tides, in the stillness before you fall asleep. And as the stars drift on in their endless circling, the galaxy breathes with them, turning, glowing, resting in the dark. At the edge of night, the Milky Way stretches across the sky like a river made of light. It flows from one horizon to another, a luminous current of ancient suns. Each glimmer you see is a story. Some are newborn, burning with fierce blue light, while others are fading, their brilliance softened by age. Together they form the silver band that once guided sailors, dreamers, and poets who looked up and felt they were not alone. If you could drift through that river, you'd find yourself surrounded by motion stars drifting in slow, majestic orbits, clusters of light sailing through the dark. You would pass through clouds of cosmic dust, glowing faintly in the reflected light of distant suns, and within those clouds, new stars are being born, hidden from human eyes, their first light still waiting to break free. The Milky Way's spiral arms are not static trails, but living waves of creation. In one region, matter gathers, gas, dust, and time itself compress into a single spark. Gravity pulls tighter, the heat builds, and then suddenly a new star ignites, flooding its nursery with light. Around it, planets begin to form, small worlds of rock and gas that might someday hold oceans. storms, or even the faint possibility of life. Farther along the river, old stars fade into red giants, their energy weakens, and they shed their outer layers into space, returning what they once took. These remnants become the seeds of new worlds. Nothing is ever lost here, everything transforms. The Milky Way breathes in a rhythm of birth and release, as constant as the tides on our own blue planet. When we gaze up from Earth, we're seeing just a sliver of this great flow, a cross-section of eternity. Yet even that glimpse is enough to stir something ancient in us. Maybe it's because, deep within our bones, we recognize this light. The elements that make us, carbon, calcium, iron, were all born in those stars. We are not separate from the Milky Way's river. We are droplets of it, condensed into thought and breath. In moments of stillness, when the world falls quiet, imagine floating there between suns, within that endless current. Feel how gentle it is, how steady, how calm. Light travels for millions of years to reach your eyes, carrying with it a whisper of where it has been. It tells you that distance is only an illusion, that time is a slow turning, that everything you are has already touched the stars. The Milky Way moves on, patient and unhurried, flowing through the universe with a grace that defies comprehension. It carries with it the memory of everything that ever was and everything that will be, and somewhere within that glowing stream, among the countless points of light, is our own sun, a single note in the quiet symphony of the galaxy. Close your eyes and let that thought rest inside you. The same light that drifts across the void also passes through you. You are part of the river. You always have been. And as you breathe, slowly, the stars continue their gentle flow, ancient, endless, and infinitely at peace. Deep within the quiet heart of the Milky Way, unseen forces weave the shape of everything we know. They do not shine, they do not burn, yet without them, no star could ever exist. Astronomers call it dark matter, but that name barely holds the mystery it carries. It is the invisible architecture of the universe, a vast and silent framework holding galaxies together, keeping them from flying apart as they spin. If you could drift far enough into the galactic dark, you might feel its quiet pull. It does not push or whisper or glow. It simply holds, gently, persistently, like the gravity of a dream. Every star, every planet, every mote of dust moves through this unseen field, shaped by something that cannot be seen but can always be felt. Scientists believe that for every particle of ordinary matter, there are 5 more of something else, this hidden substance that neither reflects nor absorbs light. We cannot photograph it, yet we see its trace in the way galaxies curve and bend, in the way starlight warps through the cosmic web, the Milky Way's elegant spiral, the balance between chaos and creation. All depends on this invisible hand. There's something deeply poetic about that the beauty we see is guided by what we cannot, like faith, or love, or memory. Dark matter shapes from the shadows. It holds galaxies in its tender gravity, allowing stars to form, worlds to orbit, and life to wonder. Perhaps it reminds us that what's unseen is often the most essential. Imagine floating beyond the spiral arms, where the starlight fades and silence deepens. Out there, the galaxy is wrapped in a vast halo of dark matter, a sphere so large it defies imagination. It is not empty, but full of potential, full of quiet strength. Every beam of light you've ever seen has crossed through it, untouched yet guided. Like a traveler moving through calm, invisible waters, even the Earth, right now, moves through this hidden sea. Each second, trillions of particles, if we can call them that, pass through you. Through oceans and mountains, through the core of the planet itself. We cannot feel them, but they are there, connecting us to the vast web that spans the cosmos. The next time you look at the night sky, think of that unseen structure, not as emptiness, but as presence. The stars are like lanterns on a bridge, their light tracing paths across a framework we can only sense. Dark matter holds them all as gently as the night holds your breath. It asks for nothing, reveals nothing, reveals nothing, yet gives the universe its shape. And maybe that's the quiet secret of existence, that not everything meant to guide us must be seen. Some things simply are, steady and invisible, keeping everything from falling apart. So as you rest, let yourself drift into that same calm. Feel the stillness of what holds you together. You are part of this grand architecture, luminous and unseen, fragile and infinite, resting softly in the gravity of the cosmos. Not every star remains in the place where it was born. Some are cast adrift, wandering alone through the galaxy, untethered to the arms that shaped them. Astronomers call them rogue stars, travelers of the void, moving silently through space as if following a path written long before their light began. Imagine one of these stars passing nearby, its glow steady yet lonely, tracing a slow, patient arc through the darkness. Rogue stars can be born in dramatic ways. Some are ejected from binary systems when one companion collapses into a supernova, flinging the other outward at incredible speeds. Others drift from the galactic center, caught in the gravity of the supermassive black hole and released into the halo above and below the disk. They are rare, yet each carries a story of violence, of survival, of escape into the infinite. As they travel, these stars illuminate the vast emptiness around them, marking their lonely journey across millions of light. They move in quiet defiance, untethered yet never truly lost, offering glimpses of the galaxy's hidden motions. Their light reaches us slowly, like a secret carried across time, reminding us that the Milky Way is not static. Even in apparent stillness, everything moves, flows, and evolves. There is something profoundly poetic about these solitary travelers. They remind us that even in a universe dominated by gravity, order, and cycles, there is room for unpredictability. A single star can wander far from its birthplace, charting its own course, yet still be part of the galactic story. Its journey enriches the galaxy, scattering matter, stirring gas, and occasionally carrying the seeds of planets into new regions of space. As you drift in your own quiet orbit tonight, imagine moving like a rogue star untethered, free, yet connected to the vast web of existence. Every heartbeat, every breath, is a gentle motion along your path, carried by unseen currents of time and gravity. The universe is not merely a collection of stars and dust, it is a symphony of movement, each note echoing through space and through you. The rogue stars remind us that solitude can be beautiful, that motion is life, and that even the quietest wanderer leaves a mark. In their soft, steady glow, there is comfort, a sense that the cosmos is alive, patient, and endlessly unfolding. Tonight, let yourself drift alongside them, carried by the galaxy's quiet rhythm, into calmness, wonder, and deep, gentle sleep. The Milky Way has not grown in solitude. Over billions of years, it has met countless companions. Small galaxies drawn too close by gravity, merging and dissolving into the spiral we call home. These cosmic collisions are not violent in the way we might imagine. Stars rarely collide. Instead, galaxies intertwine, their shapes bending and stretching, their contents blending in a slow, elegant dance that takes millions of years to complete. Imagine two galaxies approaching each other. Their spirals reach outward, fingers of light brushing past, pulling gas and dust along invisible threads. Clouds collapse, igniting bursts of star formation. Some stars are ejected from the galactic arms, flung into new paths, becoming the wandering travelers we met before. The galaxies swirl together, each shaping the other, until at last they merge into a single, larger system. The Milky Way carries the memory of such encounters. Ancient stars in its halo are remnants of galaxies long consumed, each with unique chemical signatures and unusual orbits. They are ghosts of past mergers, silent witnesses to the galaxy's history, drifting high above the disk where the spiral arms no longer dominate. In their slow, retrograde motion, we see the subtle fingerprints of past dances preserved across billions of years. These encounters remind us that growth often comes through change and adaptation. The Milky Way's spiral is not just a static form, it is the result of countless interactions, collisions, and reconciliations. Even today, smaller galaxies like the Sagittarius dwarf are being pulled apart, their stars added to our halo, feeding the slow evolution of our cosmic home. As you imagine these grand dances tonight, picture the universe as a place of gentle chaos. Even collisions, seemingly destructive, are part of creation's rhythm. Matter flows, stars are born and reborn, and the galaxy expands gracefully. Like the Milky Way, our own lives are shaped by encounters, by the merging of experiences, by the quiet forces that stretch and shape us over time. Close your eyes and drift with these galaxies, feeling the slow swirl of cosmic motion. Sense the patience in their rhythm, the beauty in their gradual transformations. The universe teaches us that even immense change can be gentle, inevitable, and astonishingly beautiful. Let that thought settle in your mind as you breathe slowly and allow yourself to drift deeper into calmness and wonder. Among the Milky Way's hundreds of billions of stars, some are older than the galaxy itself. They are relics of the early universe, wandering in long tilted orbits far above and below the galactic plane. Astronomers call them halo stars, and in their faint light, we can glimpse the story of a universe still learning to take shape. These ancient stars are small and dim compared to younger, massive suns, yet their significance is immense. They carry almost no heavy elements, a clue that they formed shortly after the Big Bang, when the cosmos was a simpler, wilder place. Their light is like a message in a bottle, sent across billions of years, whispering secrets of the first moments of creation. Some of these stars originated in small, primordial galaxies that were later absorbed by the Milky Way. When we trace their orbits, we see arcs and streams, tidal remnants of long-ago collisions, patterns frozen in time. Each star tells a story of survival, of endurance, and of adaptation in the ever-shifting structure of the galaxy. Imagine floating among them. The silence is profound, the glow is soft, almost ethereal, a gentle shimmer in the vast dark. They do not burn fiercely like young stars, they simply exist, quietly marking the passage of eons. In their stillness, there is patience, and in their endurance, a kind of wisdom that speaks to the timeless nature of the cosmos. These stars remind us that age is not a limitation, but a record. They have witnessed the formation of spiral arms, the birth and death of other stars, and the steady accumulation of the galaxy's mass. They have seen collisions and mergers, the rise of gas clouds, and the ignition of countless new suns. And yet, through it all, they continue their steady orbits, patient and unhurried. As you lie in the quiet of night, picture yourself drifting among these ancient stars. Feel their calm, their continuity, their deep, enduring light. Let their patience soothe you, their slow presence lull you into a state of quiet reflection. In their glow, there is a sense of continuity, a reminder that even in the vast, unending expanse of the Milky Way, some things endure, holding the story of the universe across time and space. Tonight, let yourself rest with them. Imagine drifting slowly through their light, carried gently on the currents of the galaxy, enveloped in calm, awe, and infinite quiet. Time in the Milky Way moves on scales far beyond what we can easily imagine. Our solar system, with all its planets and moons, is orbiting the center of the galaxy at over 828,000 kilometers per hour. Yet, even at this staggering speed, it takes roughly 225 million Earth years to complete a single orbit. Astronomers call this journey a galactic year, a cycle that stretches across epochs and civilizations. To put it into perspective, the Earth has completed only about 20 of these galactic years since the solar system formed. When the first dinosaurs appeared, the solar system was in a completely different region of the Milky Way. The stars overhead were not the same as those we see today, and in the distant future they will shift again, tracing new paths through the spiral arms. Everything is in motion, continuously turning, stretching, and weaving a vast cosmic pattern. Even as we sleep, our planet moves silently along this grand orbit, carried by gravity through a landscape of stars, gas, and dark matter. The Milky Way itself is not still. It evolves, interacts, and grows. Gas drifts in from the intergalactic medium, smaller galaxies are slowly absorbed, and dark matter shapes the unseen architecture that guides every motion. Each orbit is a quiet rhythm, a pulse of the galaxy itself. Imagine drifting alongside the solar system as it circles the galactic center. The stars and nebulae blur past slowly, a backdrop of glittering light and shadow. You would feel the immense scale, the patient turning of cosmic time, and the beauty of being part of something far larger than any single life or moment. The galaxy's spin is steady, calm, and enduring, a lullaby of the universe. This rhythm reminds us of the continuity of existence. Just as the galaxy moves in cycles that span millions of years, our lives are woven into larger patterns, shaped by forces both seen and unseen. In the quiet of night, take a breath and feel yourself orbiting with the solar system, riding the vast currents of time. Let the slow, endless turning of the Milky Way settle in your mind. Let it remind you that even in the vast, incomprehensible cosmos, there is order, rhythm, and an eternal grace that carries everything forward. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, imagine yourself floating above the spiral arms, carried along the gentle flow of the galactic year. Feel the calm of immense time, the quiet strength of rotation, and the infinite wonder of a universe that has been turning long before we arrived and will continue long after. Surrounding the Milky Way is a vast, nearly invisible halo, a ghostly sphere that stretches far beyond the bright spiral arms we see in the night sky. It is filled with ancient stars, faint clusters, and an enormous amount of dark matter, the unseen substance that holds the galaxy together. Though it cannot be seen with the naked eye, this halo shapes every orbit, every path, and every motion within the galaxy, quietly orchestrating the cosmic dance. The stars in the halo are among the oldest in existence. They drift in elliptical and inclined orbits, far above and below the galactic plane. Some were once part of smaller galaxies, later absorbed and stretched into streams that weave through the halo like threads of starlight. Their chemical compositions tell the story of their distant origins, of galaxies long gone, leaving only these luminous whispers as evidence of their existence. Dark matter dominates this invisible realm, though it neither emits nor absorbs light. Its gravity is profound. It forms a halo around the galaxy, providing a gentle but unyielding grip that keeps the Milky Way from unraveling as it spins. Without it, the spiral arms would not hold their form. Stars would drift into the void, and the galaxy as a whole would slowly dissolve. Its presence is silent, almost spiritual, a reminder that the unseen can be as essential as the visible. Floating in this halo would feel like drifting in the quietest of seas. There is light, but it is distant and sparse. There is motion, but it is measured and deliberate. You would sense the galaxy as a living organism, its visible body suspended within this invisible envelope, shaped and guided by forces that cannot be seen. In this vast quiet, one can feel the patience of the cosmos, how it builds, holds, and nurtures its creations over eons. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself drifting through the halo. Let its quiet presence surround you, filling you with calm and wonder. Feel the connection between the visible and the invisible, the known and the mysterious, the stars above and the space within. In this silent sphere, the Milky Way is complete, balanced, and infinitely graceful. And in that balance, there is a peace you can carry into your dreams, a sense of floating safely within the embrace of the galaxy itself. The Milky Way's spiral arms stretch outward like delicate, glowing ribbons in the dark. They are not fixed structures, but waves of density moving slowly through the galactic disk, sculpting the paths of stars, clouds of gas, and streams of dust. Within these arms, stars are born, live, and eventually die, leaving behind the building blocks for future generations. Every curve, every twist, is the result of forces both gentle and immense, creating a structure that is alive in both motion and meaning. Imagine drifting above one of these arms, looking down at a river of light flowing beneath you. Stars cluster together, forming bright knots within the swirls, while clouds of gas drift between them, glowing faintly as newborn suns ignite. Some arms are bright, filled with young, hot stars. Others are quieter, populated by older stars whose light is soft and steady. The contrast between them creates a rhythm, a cadence that echoes across the galactic disk, felt more than seen. These spirals are not simply decorative, they are the engines of creation. Gas clouds enter the arms, compressed by gravity, and collapse to form new stars. As these stars age, they drift away from the density wave, leaving behind trails of light and matter. The galaxy is, in essence, a living organism, cycling its energy, nurturing its stars, and slowly shaping itself over millions of years. Every rotation carries history, every orbit carries potential, and every spark of light contributes to a vast, interwoven story. Some of the oldest stars have unusual paths, orbiting contrary to the main flow, like echoes of galaxies long absorbed. Others are ejected, flung outward into the halo or beyond, becoming solitary travelers across the void. All of these motions, when viewed from above, form a complex choreography. It is both orderly and unpredictable, calm and dynamic, a reflection of the universe's duality. Floating here, above the spiral arms, you can feel the immense patience of the Milky Way. Its patterns unfold slowly over millions of years, and yet they are precise, harmonious, and enduring. Every star is a note, every orbit a melody, and every spiral a movement in a grand, silent symphony. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself suspended among these luminous waves, carried gently by their motion, enveloped in awe, and lulled into calmness. the galaxy's rhythm becomes your own, a soft, steady pulse that invites you to drift, to breathe, and to sleep, embraced by the quiet majesty of the cosmos. Within the Milky Way, not all stars follow gentle paths. Some live fast, burn bright, and end their lives in extraordinary ways, leaving behind remnants that shape the galaxy for eons. Among the most mysterious of these are black holes, points of gravity so dense that nothing, not even light, can escape. Some are small, born from the collapse of massive stars. Others are giants, lurking at the center of clusters, quietly influencing everything around them. Imagine drifting near one of these stellar black holes. There is no sound, no visible movement, only the subtle tug that bends the path of nearby stars. Gas and dust spiral inward, forming glowing accretion disks, heated to brilliance before vanishing beyond the event horizon. Time itself stretches, warped by gravity, and the light that escapes is twisted into arcs and rings, a cosmic signature of the immense forces at play. Black holes are not simply destroyers. They shape their surroundings, sculpting the galaxy, triggering the formation of new stars, and guiding the flow of matter. They are part of the balance of creation and destruction, a rhythm woven into the Milky Way itself. Their presence is invisible yet undeniable, a reminder that unseen forces govern the cosmos with precision and care. Among these giants, some wander through the galaxy alone, rogue black holes, expelled from their birthplaces by gravitational interactions, drift silently through space. Though invisible, their influence can be profound, bending orbits, nudging gas clouds, and quietly rewriting the paths of stars. Their solitude mirrors the vast, patient emptiness of the universe's stillness, that is both formidable and strangely comforting. As you imagine these cosmic giants tonight, picture them not as threats, but as keepers of balance, silent guardians of the galaxy's structure. Their pull is steady, their power immense, and their presence ensures the dance of stars continues uninterrupted. Let this thought soothe you. In a universe filled with motion and energy, there is order, guided by forces both seen and unseen. Drift into sleep, knowing that even the most extreme corners of our galaxy are part of a graceful, enduring harmony, carrying you gently into calm, awe, and deep tranquility. Between the stars of the Milky Way lies more than darkness. There are clouds of dust and gas, delicate and diffuse, yet essential to the life of the galaxy. These clouds float silently, drifting through the spiral arms, often invisible to the naked eye, but when illuminated by starlight, they glow softly, revealing their intricate shapes. They are the raw material for new stars and planets, a gentle reminder that even the smallest, unseen elements can shape the cosmos. Imagine drifting through one of these clouds. Fine particles of dust float weightlessly, reflecting and absorbing light, creating shadows and glimmers like soft veils across the galaxy. Gas molecules, mostly hydrogen and helium, swirl slowly under the gentle pull of gravity, compressing in some places and spreading in others. Within these folds, new stars will eventually ignite, and worlds will form around them, carrying the potential for unimaginable beauty and complexity. These clouds are neither chaotic nor static. They move with the rhythm of the galaxy, compressed as density waves pass, expanded by stellar winds, stirred by the gravity of nearby stars. They are quiet architects, shaping the paths of stars before they even exist, and feeding the cycles of creation that repeat over millions of years. Their work is subtle but profound, like a painter laying the first strokes of a masterpiece across the canvas of the universe. Even the smallest grains of dust are meaningful. They carry elements formed in the cores of ancient stars, remnants of supernova, and traces of processes that occurred billions of years ago. When they drift together, they form clouds dense enough to birth stars, initiating the next generation of light and matter. In this way, every particle participates in the slow, endless rhythm of creation. A rhythm that connects everything across the galaxy. As you imagine floating among cosmic dust and gas tonight, let yourself feel the quiet patience of these clouds. Their slow movement, their soft glow, and their invisible work are all part of a larger, gentle harmony. Let your thoughts drift like particles, carried in the calm flow of the Milky Way. Breathe slowly and feel the universe's quiet creativity surround you, filling your mind with awe, peace, and a profound sense of belonging within the endless cosmos. Scattered across the Milky Way are gatherings of stars, bound together by gravity, shining like jewels in the darkness. These are star clusters, some young and luminous, others ancient and quiet, each a miniature community within the vast galaxy. In their presence, we see both the unity and diversity of the cosmos, a reflection of how matter organizes itself into luminous, living patterns. Open your mind to drifting through one of these clusters. In open clusters, stars shine bright and close together, young companions sharing the same birthplace, their energy vibrant and warm. In globular clusters, ancient stars huddle tightly, their light softer, imbued with the wisdom of billions of years. Each cluster has a personality, some sparkling with color, others muted and solemn, a subtle reminder that even in the vast emptiness, harmony can form naturally. The stars within a cluster are more than neighbors, they interact. Their gravitational pull shapes orbits, nudges trajectories, and guides stellar evolution. In young clusters, massive stars burn fiercely, their winds and radiation sculpting the surrounding gas, triggering new waves of star formation. In older clusters, the dance is slower, more deliberate, yet just as intricate, as remnants of past generations mix with the present, continuing the cycle of cosmic renewal. Some clusters drift through the galaxy alone, carrying their history quietly across light years. They pass through spiral arms, orbit the galactic center, and endure tidal forces that stretch and shape them over time. Each star, while small in the grand scale, contributes to a collective pattern, a subtle yet mesmerizing choreography that echoes the patience and balance inherent in the Milky Way. As you rest tonight, imagine floating among these clusters, feeling the gentle gravity that binds them and the warm glow of their combined light. Let the harmony of these stellar families wash over you, a lullaby of order, balance, and calm. In their presence, the vastness of the galaxy becomes intimate, and you can sense the quiet interconnectedness of all things, drifting into deep, serene wonder and the gentle embrace of sleep. At the center of the Milky Way lies a region unlike any other, a dense and luminous heart that holds the galaxy together. Known as the galactic core, this place is crowded with stars, gas, and dust, swirling in a rhythm dictated by gravity and time. It is here that the supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A*, resides, quietly guiding the orbits of millions of stars around it. The core is a place of extremes, intense light and shadow, density and emptiness, energy and silence. Imagine floating toward the galactic center. The light grows warmer, brighter, and more concentrated. Stars move faster here, tracing intricate paths under the combined pull of countless neighbors. Gas clouds twist and spiral, compressed by gravity, igniting new stars and triggering the delicate balance of creation and destruction. Every motion, every spark of light contributes to a grand, silent choreography that has been unfolding for billions of years. The core is not chaotic, though it might appear so. Each star, each stream of gas, each spiral of dust follows subtle patterns shaped by the galaxy's gravity and history. Ancient stars orbit in unusual paths, relics of past mergers, while young, bright stars blaze briefly before fading. Supernova erupt occasionally, scattering heavy elements into the surrounding space, seeding the next generation of stars and planets. In this dense, radiant hub, endings and beginnings exist side by side, a constant interplay of cycles that gives the galaxy its depth and vitality. Surrounding the luminous center is a halo of older, dimmer stars, orbiting more slowly but no less gracefully. They are witnesses to cosmic history, remnants of smaller galaxies absorbed into the Milky Way long ago. Their presence reminds us that even in the most concentrated regions of light, shadows exist, and that the past is never truly gone. Every orbit, every path carries memory, shaping the present and the future of the galaxy. Floating here, above and between the stars, one feels the immense scale and quiet rhythm of the core. Time seems to stretch, slowing as if in reverence to the gravity that governs all motion. The core pulses, not with noise, but with a steady, almost imperceptible beat that resonates through the spiral arms, across the halo, and even to the edges of the galactic disk. It is a rhythm of creation and endurance, a heartbeat of light and darkness intertwined. Tonight, let your mind drift toward this luminous heart. Picture the swirling stars, the glowing clouds, and the invisible forces guiding every movement. Feel the calm majesty of the Milky Way's center, its power both immense and gentle, as if the galaxy itself is breathing slowly and deliberately. Let the sight of its dense, radiant beauty lull you into serenity, filling your mind with wonder, peace, and the quiet sense that you are part of something vast, eternal, and infinitely graceful. Scattered across the Milky Way are regions where light struggles to penetrate, dense clouds of dust and gas that drift silently through the galactic disk. These are the dark nebulae, pockets of shadow in an otherwise luminous sea of stars. They obscure, they hide, yet they also nurture, serving as cradles for new stars and as gentle sculptors of the galaxy's ever-changing landscape. Imagine floating near one of these dark clouds. The stars beyond are dimmed, their brilliance softened by the veil of interstellar dust. Inside the cloud, gas molecules drift slowly, pulled together by gravity, waiting patiently for the moment when conditions are right for creation. Though invisible to most eyes, their presence is immense. They carry the raw material for future suns, planets, and perhaps even life itself. Within these clouds, nebulae glow faintly where light from nearby stars penetrates. Some are bathed in a soft red from hydrogen, others shimmer in delicate blues and greens, each hue revealing the composition and temperature of the gas. These luminous pockets are stellar nurseries, quiet zones of intense potential, where matter gathers, compresses, and eventually ignites into new stars. Each glow is a testament to the slow, careful artistry of the cosmos. Dark clouds are also shaped by the life cycles of nearby stars. Supernova push against them, compressing gas and dust, triggering new waves of star formation. Stellar winds carve tunnels and cavities, forming intricate shapes that resemble ancient sculptures frozen in space. These processes take millions of years, yet they are gentle, subtle, and precise. A reminder that creation often occurs in patience rather than haste. Floating near a nebula, one can sense both mystery and promise. The darkness is not empty, it is full of possibility. Every particle of dust, every faint molecule of gas, participates in the galaxy's slow rhythm, feeding the cycles of birth and transformation. These clouds remind us that even in obscurity there is life, potential, and the quiet beauty of preparation. Tonight, as you lie still, imagine drifting through these dark clouds. Let their quiet presence envelop you, their hidden potential filling your mind with calm and wonder. Feel the patient flow of matter and time, the gentle rhythm of cosmic creation, and the infinite serenity of a galaxy that nurtures its future in the shadowed folds of space. In this darkness, find your peace, your awe, and the gentle lullaby of the universe carrying you softly towards sleep. Every star, no matter how brilliant, has its time. Some live for billions of years, quietly burning their fuel, while others live fast and die young in spectacular displays of cosmic power. These endings are called supernova, explosive finales that scatter matter across the galaxy, seeding future generations of stars, planets, and, perhaps, life itself. Imagine floating above a dying star. At first, there is brilliance, a swelling of energy as the core collapses. Then, suddenly, a flash brighter than an entire galaxy illuminates the surrounding space. The explosion throws gas and dust outward, carrying elements forged in the star's heart: iron, carbon, oxygen, across thousands of light years. It is destruction and creation intertwined, chaos that gives rise to possibility. Supernova are rare, but their impact is immense. The shockwaves they send ripple through nearby clouds, compressing gas and triggering the birth of new stars. They stir the galaxy's material, mixing generations of matter, blending the old with the new. In this way, death is not an end, but a necessary part of the cosmic cycle, a reminder that the Milky Way is constantly renewing itself. Even the most massive stars, collapsing into black holes or neutron stars, contribute to the galaxy's rhythm. Their remnants warp space and time, influence the orbits of neighboring stars, and guide the flow of interstellar matter. In their silent presence, they echo the balance of creation and destruction, a cycle as old as the universe itself, subtle yet profound. As you imagine these brilliant deaths tonight, feel the quiet power in the transformation. Witness how matter is never lost, only changed, flowing from one form to another across millions of years. Let the luminous echoes of supernova fill your mind with awe and calm, a reminder that even the most violent events in the cosmos are part of a greater harmony. Tonight, drift with the remnants of ancient explosions. Picture their light fading slowly across the galaxy, carrying the story of past stars, their brilliance mingling with the new. Feel the quiet reassurance that the universe transforms patiently, gracefully, and endlessly, inviting you to release your thoughts, your tension, and yourself into gentle, profound sleep. Beyond the bright spiral arms of the Milky Way stretches the galactic halo, a vast, diffuse sphere of stars, globular clusters, and dark matter that envelopes the galaxy like a protective cocoon. It is a place of subtle beauty, quiet influence, and ancient history, a realm that holds the traces of long-forgotten galaxies absorbed over billions of years. Imagine drifting through this halo. The stars are sparse, each glowing softly in isolation, their light carrying stories of mergers and cosmic journeys. Many of these stars orbit in unusual paths, moving backward or in inclined arcs, remnants of galaxies that once lived and were consumed by the Milky Way. Their motion is slow, deliberate, almost meditative, a gentle reminder that time in the halo stretches, differently than in the bustling disk below. Dark matter dominates this region, unseen yet profoundly present. It forms an invisible scaffold, keeping the galaxy intact and guiding the motions of stars and clusters. Though we cannot see it, its influence is undeniable. It ensures that the halo, with all its ancient travelers, maintains its delicate balance, holding the Milky Way together while allowing it to evolve and grow. Globular clusters, dense spheres of tens of thousands to millions of stars, float within this halo. They are relics of the early universe, each one a miniature galaxy in miniature form. Their stars move in coordinated orbits, luminous and enduring, echoing the galaxy's patience and stability. Some clusters have survived nearly as long as the universe itself, their light a soft reminder of time's quiet passage. As you rest tonight, picture yourself drifting through the halo. Feel the vast calm of its empty spaces, the steady presence of ancient stars, and the invisible embrace of dark matter guiding your journey. The Milky Way's halo teaches us that even in apparent emptiness, there is structure, beauty, and a quiet continuity that spans billions of years. Let this serene perspective wash over you, filling your mind with awe, wonder, and the gentle reassurance of cosmic harmony as you drift into deep, restful sleep. Between the halo and the disk of the Milky Way flow tidal streams, elongated rivers of stars torn from smaller galaxies long ago. These streams are remnants of ancient collisions, delicate strands that stretch across light years, tracing the paths of galaxies consumed by our own. Though faint, their presence is profound, a living record of the Milky Way's quiet evolution and its patient accumulation of matter over billions of years. Imagine drifting alongside one of these streams. Stars glimmer softly, moving in synchrony like beads on a cosmic thread. Their motion is measured, deliberate, a slow current shaped by gravity and history. Each star is a messenger from a distant past, carrying chemical fingerprints of a galaxy that once existed independently. Some are bright and young, others faint and ancient. Yet all together they form a flowing tapestry of continuity and change. These streams are more than relics. They are teachers of time. They reveal how galaxies grow, how gravity stretches and shapes matter, and how the Milky Way has quietly merged with dozens of smaller companions. Their paths, though slow and subtle, guide gas, dust, and stars, stirring regions of the halo and even influencing star formation in the outer disk. In their elegant arcs, one can sense the patient, meticulous artistry of cosmic evolution. The streams are fragile in appearance, yet resilient over eons. Though the galaxy's gravity bends and warps them, they persist, carrying the history of mergers across vast distances. Some streams are nearly invisible, their stars scattered sparsely across the night, detectable only through careful observation. Others are more prominent, arching like silver threads across the darkness, their beauty subtle but undeniable. As you drift in thought tonight, picture yourself floating beside these stellar rivers. Feel their slow motion, the gentle pull of gravity, and the whisper of time carried within their stars. Each one is a reminder that even vast, slow processes leave marks, that quiet persistence shapes everything, and that the Milky Way is not merely a collection of stars, but a living, evolving tapestry. Let this serene vision guide your mind into calm, awe-filled wonder, and carry you gently toward sleep. Wrapped in the patient flow of the cosmos, across the Milky Way, invisible currents of energy sweep through space, sculpting gas clouds, shaping star formation, and stirring the galactic medium. These are interstellar winds, flows of charged particles and radiation driven by stars, supernova, and the movement of gas. Though unseen, they are ever present, a soft, constant whisper of the galaxy's activity, shaping its structure with patient persistence. Imagine drifting within these winds. You would feel no force in the way we know it on Earth, yet everywhere, matter is shifting imperceptibly. Gas clouds are pushed and compressed, triggering pockets where new stars will ignite. Older clouds are stretched and dissipated, returning their matter to the galactic pool. Every gust, every ripple is part of a silent, intricate choreography that balances creation and dispersion across millions of years. Some interstellar winds are gentle, barely moving clouds along slow, deliberate paths. Others are violent, born from supernova or massive stellar flares, sending shockwaves that ripple across thousands of light years. Yet even the most intense bursts serve a purpose. They enrich the galaxy with heavier elements, distribute energy, and ensure that the Milky Way remains dynamic, alive, and ever-changing. These winds also connect different regions of the galaxy. The disk, halo, and spiral arms are in constant communication, exchanging gas and energy carried by these subtle flows. Stars and clouds born in one part of the Milky Way may be influenced or even reshaped by winds from another region. The galaxy is, in essence, a single organism, its components intertwined and responsive, moved by currents both visible and unseen. As you lie in the quiet of night, imagine floating amidst these interstellar winds. Sense the gentle motion of gas and particles, the unseen energy that carries matter, and the quiet pulse of the galaxy that binds it all together. Let the thought of this vast, slow circulation soothe your mind, reminding you of patience, interconnectedness, and the quiet power of unseen forces. Drift with the Milky Way's gentle currents, and allow their invisible rhythm to lull you into calm, reflective rest, carried effortlessly into sleep. Not Neb, ULAER, the Milky Way's living canvases, clouds of gas and dust where the universe quietly sculpts its masterpieces. Some glow faintly in the light of nearby stars, painted in reds, blues, and greens. Others lie hidden, dark and mysterious, awaiting the spark that will ignite a new generation of stars. Each nebula is a cradle, a workshop, and a storybook, carrying the history of creation and the promise of what is yet to come. Imagine floating within one of these clouds. Tiny dust grains drift gently, illuminated by the soft glow of distant stars. Gas swirls around them, pulled and compressed by gravity, folding and stretching in intricate patterns. Somewhere within, a new star may be forming, its birth silent yet powerful, releasing energy that will slowly carve cavities, push surrounding matter, and trigger more stars to awaken. The nebula is a patient artist, shaping with invisible hands over millions of years. Not all nebulae are calm. Some are shaped by violent forces, the shockwaves of supernova, the winds of massive stars, and the gravitational tides of neighboring stars. These forces stir the gas and dust, triggering pockets of compression that collapse into new suns. And yet, even in this apparent chaos, there is harmony. Each star, each cloud, each ripple of matter is part of a rhythm that spans time, a slow, deliberate pattern that shapes the galaxy in ways almost imperceptible. Dark nebulae, dense and hidden, are equally vital. They obscure the light of stars behind them, creating contrast that makes the bright regions more luminous. Their shadows are not empty, they are reservoirs of potential, holding the raw material for countless future stars. Within their folds, particles drift together, sometimes for millions of years, until the right conditions spark the fire of creation. Every grain of dust, every molecule of gas, participates in this patient process, contributing to the ongoing life of the galaxy. As you imagine floating through these clouds tonight, feel the gentle ebb and flow of matter around you. Sense the slow motion, the quiet energy, and the profound patience of the Milky Way. Nebulae remind us that even in seeming stillness, life is forming, evolving, and preparing. Let their soft glow lull your mind, filling it with wonder and serenity, carrying you gently into calm, deep sleep, embraced by the patient rhythm of cosmic creation. In the vastness of the Milky Way, not all stars wander alone. Many live in pairs, bound together by gravity in intimate orbits that span millions of years. These are binary stars, partners in a celestial dance, revolving around a common center, influencing each other's evolution and shaping their shared destiny. Some pairs are gentle companions, orbiting gracefully, while others exchange matter, ignite in bursts, or collapse in dramatic finales. Imagine drifting near such a pair. One star shines brightly, a golden sun, while its companion glows faintly, blue or white, tracing an elegant arc around its partner. The motion is precise, rhythmic, a slow choreography dictated by gravity. Over eons, they exchange energy, occasionally stealing material from one another, altering mass and temperature, influencing life cycles, and ensuring that each is never truly solitary. Binary stars are responsible for some of the galaxy's most spectacular events. When one star dies, collapsing into a white dwarf, neutron star, or black hole, its companion may continue to feed it, causing eruptions, X-ray emissions, or nova explosions. These interactions are subtle yet powerful, reminding us that even in the vast emptiness of space, connections shape outcomes, and relationships between stars, between matter, between forces carry consequences across millions of light years. Some binaries are widely separated, drifting in leisurely orbits, while others are so close that they almost touch, locked in an intimate spiral of energy and motion. These systems illustrate the diversity of stellar life, the delicate balance of attraction and momentum, and the hidden elegance of cosmic design. Observing them teaches patience, observation, and appreciation for complexity unfolding silently over vast stretches of time. Tonight, as you close your eyes, imagine floating alongside a binary system. Follow their gentle orbits, feel the push and pull of gravity, and sense the quiet intimacy of their eternal dance. Let their rhythm echo in your mind, a soft lullaby of balance, harmony, and connection. Allow the Milky Way's intricate patterns to guide you, filling your heart with awe, peace, and a sense of calm as you drift slowly into deep, restorative sleep. Deep within the spiral arms of the Milky Way lie stellar nurseries, regions where the galaxy quietly gives birth to new stars, clouds of gas and dust, compressed by gravity and stirred by nearby supernova, collapse to form dense cores that will ignite into luminous suns. These nurseries are cradles of creation, silent yet profound, nurturing the next generation of cosmic light. Imagine floating through one of these nurseries. Soft wisps of gas drift slowly, glowing faintly from nearby stars. Within the folds of the cloud, pockets of matter are gathering, coalescing, and heating as gravity tightens its grip. Somewhere a new star flickers to life, its light piercing the surrounding dust, igniting more regions, and beginning a slow chain reaction of birth that may last millions of years. Stellar nurseries are dynamic yet calm, shaped by both gentle and violent forces. Winds from massive stars carve cavities, shockwaves from distant supernova compress clouds, and the galaxy's own gravitational rhythm guides the motion of matter. Each process is part of a patient orchestration, producing stars of varying sizes, temperatures, and lifespans, each destined to play a unique role in the galactic story. Within these nurseries, the light is soft and diffuse, painting a subtle landscape of potential. Tiny grains of dust float weightlessly, tracing the contours of unseen forces, while molecules of gas drift in slow currents, carrying the ingredients for planets, moons, and possibly life itself. Every element participates in the slow rhythm of creation, demonstrating the quiet patience with which the universe constructs its masterpieces. As you rest tonight, imagine drifting among these stellar nurseries. Feel the gentle pull of gravity, the soft glow of emerging stars, and the quiet energy of matter forming life-giving light. Let the Milky Way's patient artistry envelop you, filling your mind with calm, awe, and the serene knowledge that creation continues endlessly. Drift with the galaxy's rhythm, and allow its gentle cycles to carry you into deep, restorative, and peaceful sleep. Not all stars remain tethered to the Milky Way's gentle rhythm. Some are cast adrift, expelled from their birthplaces by gravitational encounters or supernova explosions. These are rogue stars, solitary travelers moving through interstellar space, unbound by the galaxy's spiral arms, wandering silently through the vast darkness. Their paths are unpredictable, yet their existence is a reminder of both the galaxy's power and its subtle beauty. Imagine drifting alongside one of these lonely stars. It moves steadily, unwavering, its light steady yet isolated in the void. Unlike stars bound to clusters or arms, it carves its own path, unaffected by the slow rotation of the Milky Way. Yet, even in isolation, its presence influences the surrounding space. Dust and gas may feel its pull, passing clouds subtly redirected, and occasionally, a wandering star may pass near a nebula, stirring creation in unexpected ways. Rogue stars remind us of the galaxy's complexity and unpredictability. Their solitary journeys stretch across millions of years and light years, carrying with them the chemical fingerprints of their origins. Some were once part of binary systems, torn from their companions by cosmic violence. Others are ejected from dense star clusters, propelled by the gravitational interplay of massive neighbors. Each carries a story, silent and luminous, across the darkness. Despite their solitary nature, these stars are not lost. They are part of the galaxy's narrative. They trace the history of interactions, mergers, and collisions, bearing witness to forces that have shaped the Milky Way over billions of years. Their motions are a reminder that even in apparent chaos, there is meaning, and even in isolation, there is purpose. As you rest tonight, picture yourself following a rogue star on its journey. Sense its calm persistence, its solitary brilliance, and the quiet power that guides it through the void. Let the thought of its slow, patient voyage fill your mind with wonder and tranquility. Drift alongside it, carried by the vast emptiness of space, feeling the serenity of movement without destination, and allow yourself to be lulled into deep, reflective, and peaceful sleep far beyond our Milky Way. Another massive spiral drifts silently. The Andromeda Galaxy. Though distant, it is moving steadily toward us, on a slow collision course that will unfold over the next 4.5 billion years. This cosmic approach is not violent in the way one might imagine. Stars are spaced far apart, but gravity will pull both galaxies into an intricate, elegant dance. Imagine floating far above the disk of the Milky Way, looking outward at Andromeda. Its spiral arms are faint but distinct, luminous with millions of stars. Over eons, the two galaxies will weave together, stretching tidal tails, twisting spiral arms, and forming new patterns of motion. Black holes may eventually merge, and the overall shape of each galaxy will change, creating a new, larger system that has never existed before. The dance is slow, deliberate, and harmonious, governed by the gentle yet irresistible pull of gravity. Stars themselves rarely collide, but their orbits are reshaped, and clouds of gas are compressed, triggering bursts of star formation. The collision is a reminder that even vast, seemingly eternal structures are part of a dynamic cosmos, ever evolving, ever changing, yet unfolding with a quiet elegance. Even in this grand event, there is a sense of calm. The galaxies move with patient inevitability, tracing patterns that span billions of years. This slow collision is a cosmic ballet, a reminder of balance, rhythm, and the intricate choreography that governs all motion in the universe. It is not destruction, but transformation, a merging of histories into something new and enduring. As you drift into sleep tonight, imagine floating above the Milky Way, witnessing this gentle cosmic approach. Feel the patience of time, the slow elegance of motion, and the quiet inevitability of change. Let the graceful dance of these two spirals fill your mind with awe and serenity, carrying you gently into calm, reflective, and restful slumber. Scattered across the Milky Way are stars older than the galaxy itself. These ancient stars drift through the halo and disk, relics of a time before our galaxy fully formed. Their chemical composition is simple, their orbits unusual, and their light a window into the earliest moments of the universe. They are the galaxy's memory, silent witnesses to billions of years of cosmic history. Imagine floating among these stars. Their light is soft, almost ethereal, yet profound. Each one carries traces of elements forged in the universe's infancy, remnants of processes that occurred shortly after the Big Bang. Some orbit backward, counter to the flow of the galaxy, while others move in tilted paths, relics of smaller galaxies consumed long ago. In their motion, one can trace the quiet history of mergers, collisions, and cosmic growth. These stars teach patience. They remind us that time in the galaxy is vast and flowing, measured in billions of years rather than moments. Their existence shows how even the smallest elements of matter can persist, carrying information, shaping their surroundings, and enduring across epochs. They are storytellers, bearing witness to the slow, deliberate evolution of the Milky Way. Floating among them, one feels the vast continuity of the galaxy. Ancient stars orbit alongside younger ones, creating a tapestry of light that spans eons. Their motion is calm yet purposeful, a rhythm that connects the earliest moments of the universe to the present. Even in their solitude, they are part of a vast network, silently participating in the galaxy's ongoing story as you drift into sleep tonight. Imagine being surrounded by these ancient stars. Let their gentle light fill your mind, their slow, deliberate orbits calm your thoughts, and their enduring presence remind you of continuity and grace. Feel the quiet majesty of the galaxy's memory, the deep connection across time and space, and let it guide you into profound, peaceful, and restorative slumber. As we reach the final chapter of our journey, the Milky Way reveals itself as both a map and a melody, a living entity composed of stars, gas, dust, and invisible forces. It is ancient yet ever-changing, patient yet dynamic, a galaxy that carries history, nurtures creation, and shapes the future with subtle elegance. Imagine floating above the entire galaxy, seeing the spiral arms, the halo, the streams, and the dark clouds in one sweeping vision. Each component moves with quiet purpose, forming a grand, intricate pattern. The Milky Way is a symphony of matter and energy, a slow, deliberate dance of creation, destruction, and renewal. The light from distant stars stretches across space and time, weaving together stories of birth, death, and transformation. The galaxy teaches us about balance. Spiral arms bring new stars to life. Halos preserve ancient memory. Black holes maintain structure, while supernovae scatter elements across light years. Rogue stars wander alone. Streams trace ancient collisions, and interstellar winds carry energy across space. Every motion, every orbit, every spark of light contributes to the whole, demonstrating the harmony inherent in the cosmos. In this vastness, one can feel humility and wonder simultaneously. The Milky Way's scale is unimaginable, yet its rhythm is accessible, almost personal. It reminds us of our smallness, but also of our connection to something timeless, enduring, and profoundly beautiful. Every night, the stars continue their dance, silent yet eloquent, offering comfort, perspective, and awe. As you close your eyes, imagine drifting above this eternal galaxy. Feel the gentle pull of gravity, the soft glow of countless stars, and the patient movement of billions of years. Let the calm, reflective rhythm of the Milky Way fill your mind with peace. Drift with its arms, float among its stars, and surrender to the quiet majesty of the cosmos. In its eternal embrace, find serenity, wonder, and a deep, restorative sleep, carried by the infinite rhythm of the universe.